guys, welcome back to Sweet Talks with Sylvi. I am semi excited for this topic today. I usually like try to write out what I'm gonna say during my videos, but I always get off track. So I just ask God to guide my words, let me be saying what I need to say, and let me stay on top. But as you can see in the title, this video is going to address the stigma centered around girls who have been raised by single mothers. So, I don't know why I'm out of breath. Recently, I think a few days ago, I posted a poll on my social media accounts basically asking other girls like what assumptions have been made in regards to them being raised by a single mom. And we all kind of like had the exact same thoughts. The same stuff had been said to us, like, so I was like, might as well just go ahead and talk about it. So I'm gonna say the assumptions and then like try to hit on each one as I go down. The first one, we have no desire of wanting to be married. Okay, I completely understand why people feel like this, but I think I have always been more of a I'm gonna make my decisions for myself. And this is another thing, like my mom hasn't been single her whole life. So like I've seen her married, I've seen her in a relationship. So, it's not like I didn't see it. And I also have, the people in my life, I see their relationships. So, yeah, I don't really like this assumption. Mainly because growing up, even when I was like little, when my parents were together, like I would always say I was never gonna get married. But that was because I didn't want to. Like, I wasn't that little girl that dreamed of what my marriage is gonna look like. Mainly because I just don't like this type of stuff. And if you talk to me recently, then I still say I don't want, I plan to get married, but I don't want all the big fancy stuff. That's just not me. So I think that's more of a personality thing on my part than being influenced by the way I was raised. So don't assume that about everybody, because we all have our own thoughts, our own minds, and our own beliefs and reasons for not wanting to do stuff or for wanting to do it. So the second one, we can be overly independent. I totally agree with this one. Yeah, definitely. Because I know for a fact, but that's not even, because I know a lot of people say, when it comes to, males or whatever, not wanting a man to do stuff for us. But it's not just a man. It's, just in general. But I've also always been like that. I don't really, if I can figure out how to do something on my own, I'm going to do it. And I know I get that from my mama, but I don't think it has anything to her, to do with her being single. But that's my personal opinion. The people in my family are kind of like that. The males and the females. It's a balance. We were just raised to know that somebody's not always going to be there for you. So you got to do stuff on your own sometimes. We may not be good parents in the future. I don't like this one. It kind of goes back to we're our own people and we make our own decisions and we do what we want to do. I was raised perfectly fine in my opinion. I'm good. So me not being a good parent, I don't really like that people would assume such. But I think that also goes back to getting to know people for who they are, not what you see them as. So, yeah, my mom has shown me how to be an amazing mother. And again, there are people in my life too. So, I've been in different situations. I've seen different stuff. So, I can tie all of that in. The next one, we can't stay in a relationship for a long time. So like most of our relationships are short term. They kind of go back to what I said about the marriage thing. I feel like if you're in a short term relationship, if you haven't, like, I don't know if anybody has experienced direct issues from being raised by a single mom. I will say it was stuff I addressed and like I had to heal from before I allowed myself to take people serious in relationships and friendships. But I will also say if anything was short term in my life, it was because it needed to be short term. It needed to be. Like, it had nothing to do with the way I was specifically raised. It was mainly that, well, I guess kind of me and the other person just, we didn't know. You know, God put people in your life for seasons. That season came and it left. So that was that. Like, I didn't. So maybe they kind of go back to the independent thing. It also kind of goes, but that's why I say it's the way I was raised, because I wasn't just raised by my mom. Like, it's a lot of people in my life, a lot. So I guess that's why I'm kind of a little shaky about this stuff. But I will say, like, Sylviana, I don't really deal with a lot anymore. I used to, but now it's like I don't have the energy. So yeah, I just don't have the energy to deal with that type of stuff at all. Like, but aside from that, all of the friendships and relationships I have that mean something to me, that are meaningful, have been long term. Like, all of them. So I don't know about that one. The next one is that we aren't aware of fatherly love, so we won't know how to find a good partner to start a family with. I don't know about that one, y'all. So I guess that goes back to what I also said. Like, I have other people around me. I have men around me. They've taught me, they've shown me, you know, like, I'm not just in a bubble with just my immediate family. So, this is like the biggest one I have an issue with, because, wait, maybe it's because what people consider fatherly love, they feel like you have to get from your own dad. But I just feel like love is love. So, you know, somebody in my life, and I feel like they're showing me the right thing, and like, it's something I can look forward to having in my future husband, then I'm all for it. But I would never say that just because my mom is single, I'm never going to know like how to find a good partner. Like, no, negative, nada. The last one is that we didn't have a good childhood, or that we weren't as fortunate as the people who live in two-parent households. So this kind of goes to like anybody in single parent home. A lot of people assume that like we're missing out on something, and y'all, I'm gonna close this. It's a lot that people in two-parent households don't have, that I have had the luxury of being afforded, I guess. Like, just because people have two parents don't mean their lives are like put together. And I think that's where all the assumptions and the stereotypes come in with people who have been raised by single parents. Like, I done had a lot. I never missed out on, I don't know. I know it's a, honestly, if both of my parents were still together, I feel like I would be in the same predicament that I'm in. Like, I never missed out on anything. No, like, my mom made sure I had what I needed. My village made sure I had what I needed. So it's like, I feel like as long as you got a strong support system and you just not out here by yourself, then you good. So yeah, I'm sure my facial expression as I was reading these kind of, yeah, I read them before, but my brain just started processing them as I was making this video. I just don't want people to assume that something bad comes from being raised by a single parent, because it doesn't at all. Especially when it comes to females. Like, I know a lot of guys have made comments, not to me, because that's why people don't say that type of stuff to me. Because again, like, a lot of my stuff doesn't align with it. Like, it goes back to other reasons. But just being rude for no reason, or making your own assumptions about somebody before getting to know them, because all you know is that they were raised by a single parent, that's interesting. And I think if you're that type of person, you should take a look at yourself first. Honestly, like, because I don't like that. I feel like everybody I know who's been raised by single parents have been just as fine as the other people. Honestly, if not better. So, that's my take on those 6 assumptions that people have about us. But I'm also glad that everybody I know who, like, helped me come up with these, they aren't, like, letting things affect them. They don't let this stuff get to them. And I guess, like, me either. Like, I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I know the life I live. I know what I've had. I know what I have. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have, like, thoughts on this, let me know. We can have a conversation. But to all the people who are, like, experiencing the hardships of just being in another group that society has put us in, stay encouraged. Do not turn into what they say you are. Prove to them who you are about what you do and what you say. And that's all the advice I can give on that. Because at the end of the day, you are you. You make your own decisions. You believe what you want to believe. And when you grow up, it is your life. And you do not have to do what anybody else wants you to do, what anybody else thinks you should do, what anybody else feels like you should be doing. You make your decisions for you so you can be happy. So that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.